A billionaire wants you. Not the way the world usually imagines desire, no glitter of red carpets, no paparazzi flashes, no breathless gossip. No, his want for you is something far stranger, far more powerful, far more personal. Archangel Michael didn't whisper it gently, he delivered it like a command, like a prophecy you were never expecting. You were going about your ordinary life, wearing your ordinary worries, carrying yesterday's exhaustion on your shoulders, when suddenly everything split open. 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds before he changes his mind. 10 seconds before the biggest shift of your life passes you by. 10 seconds before fate rewrites itself without you. At first you didn't believe it. How could you? Why would someone with limitless wealth, limitless access, limitless opportunities stop in the middle of his empire and say, "I want you"? And only you. You, with your unpolished edges. You, with your doubts. You, who sometimes forgets your own worth. You, who has spent so many nights wondering whether anything extraordinary will ever happen to you. But the universe doesn't choose the perfect. It chooses the willing. And when Archangel Michael stepped forward with wings like burning dawn, he didn't say it as a metaphor. He didn't say it as poetry. He said it as truth. This billionaire wants you because you carry something inside you that the world doesn't see yet. Something he can't find anywhere else. Something you've ignored for too long. You've been walking around with a silent power that you've been too busy, too afraid, or too distracted to notice. The world may not have recognized you yet, but destiny has been watching from the moment you took your first breath. And this man, this titan, he has felt the pull of your energy all his life without knowing your name. You think people like him want perfect resumes, flawless backgrounds, polished histories, but he doesn't want any of that from you. He wants the fire in your chest that refuses to die even when life smothers it. He wants the bruises that turned into wisdom. He wants the scars that became strength. He wants the stubborn glow that survived disappointment after disappointment. He wants the you that kept going when every part of you wanted to give up. The world has lied to you about what makes a person valuable. It told you that you needed money, status, beauty, credentials, something shiny to prove you deserved attention. But the truth is simpler, quieter, more ancient. The universe chooses those who carry light where others carry fear. And you have been carrying light for so long without even realizing how brightly you shine. The billionaire felt it before he ever saw you. It tugged at him like a thread. It echoed in his dreams. Every time he succeeded, every time he hit a new milestone, every time he broke through another barrier, he felt the strange emptiness that comes from reaching the top alone. His soul was searching for its mirror, its counterbalance, its reason. And that reason was you. You would blush if you heard him describe you. Not because of romance, not because of flattery, but because of how deeply he sees you. He sees the future version of you, the one you're still too shy to believe in. The one you've talked yourself out of becoming because life has made you settle for smaller dreams. He sees your strength long before you feel strong. He sees your brilliance in places where you only feel confusion. He sees your potential glowing in the dark corners of your insecurity. He sees every version of you that you haven't lived yet. And he wants to be the one to open the door. 10 seconds. That is all destiny ever gives. 10 seconds to say yes to a completely different life. 10 seconds to lift your eyes from the ground and choose expansion instead of fear. 10 seconds to answer the question you've been avoiding: are you ready for more? Because this is not just about a billionaire. This is about the universe conspiring in your favor after years of watching you struggle, fight, survive, and grow. This is about Archangel Michael stepping in because you have reached the turning point where small thinking can no longer contain you. This is about you being seen, not the version of you the world pretends to acknowledge, but the version of you that has been silently preparing for greatness behind closed doors. And yes, it will make you blush when you hear the truth, because the truth is this: you were chosen because you are rare. You are chosen because strength like yours does not appear often. You are chosen because resilience like yours is forged, not inherited. You are chosen because you carry a destiny that would intimidate most people, but inspires the right ones. You are chosen because everything you went through was training for the moment you're stepping into right now. You think your story is ordinary, because you've lived it from the inside. You've carried your wounds privately. You've risen from the floor when no one was watching. You've rebuilt yourself with shaking hands. You've walked through storms without knowing if the sun would ever come back. But greatness rarely looks glamorous while it's forming. Diamonds are just pressured carbon until someone recognizes what they are. And you are done being carbon. You're entering your diamond era. That's why he wants you. That's why the angel spoke your name. That's why the clock is ticking. You aren't being chosen for what you have. You're being chosen for who you are. And who you are is someone who has lived through enough darkness to guide others toward the light. Someone who carries wisdom in their bones. Someone who knows how to rebuild from the ashes. Someone who can stand beside power without losing themselves. Someone who can inspire without trying. Someone who can transform any space they enter simply by being fully alive. The people around you may not have noticed. But powerful people see what others overlook. And spiritual forces see what even powerful people miss. You do not need to become anything else to be worthy. You only need to step into what you already are. 10 seconds. 9. You don't need to fear the magnitude of what is coming. You were built for this. Every challenge sharpened you. Every heartbreak taught you compassion. Every setback taught you strategy. Every moment of loneliness taught you independence. Every closed door taught you persistence. Every mistake taught you humility. And together, those traits form the kind of person who can change lives, not just their own, but everyone who enters their orbit. 8. You are not being called to impress him. You are being called to awaken. To rise. To claim the future that has been waiting for you. To outgrow the version of yourself who apologizes for existing. To stop dimming your brilliance so other people won't feel insecure. To stop underestimating yourself because you fear being judged. 7. A billionaire wants you because you are purpose wrapped in human form. Because you are the kind of soul who can rebuild an empire when it collapses. Because you are the kind of person who handles storms with grace. Because you have a mind that sees solutions where others see problems. Because you have a heart that remains kind despite everything. Because people like you do not appear often in a lifetime, and when they do, only a fool lets them slip away. 6. Archangel Michael didn't show up to flatter you. He came to shake you awake. He came because you've been sleeping on your power. He came because you've been shrinking inside cages built by fear. He came because the world needs the version of you that you've buried under doubt. And fate is done waiting. 5. The billionaire doesn't want your perfection. He wants your authenticity. Your courage. Your rawness. Your fire. 4. He wants the you that stands up even when trembling. The you that dreams even when tired. The you that keeps your heart open in a world that tried to harden it. 3. He wants the person who has fallen and risen and fallen and risen again. The warrior disguised as an ordinary soul. 2. And when you hear the real reason he chose you, why destiny moved mountains to bring your paths together, you won't just blush. You will understand. You were the missing piece in a story far bigger than you ever imagined. 1. Time's up. But destiny waits for those who are ready. And you are ready. Ready to step into a new chapter where your worth is undeniable. Ready to stop hiding the brilliance that terrifies you. Ready to trust that the universe isn't playing games with you, it is elevating you. Ready to accept that your life is allowed to change suddenly. Dramatically, beautifully. Because you are not here to live small. You are here to live boldly. And the billionaire? He is only the beginning. The sign. The symbol. The mirror of what you are stepping into. The world is about to see what Archangel Michael saw in you all along. Your strength. Your light. Your destiny. The power that has been growing inside you like a star waiting to ignite. You are entering the era where every closed door begins to swing open, where every doubt begins to crumble, where every dream begins to bloom. You are stepping into your highest timeline. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be. And one day, not long from now, you will look back at this moment with a smile, remembering the exact second you realized you were chosen not by accident. You were chosen by alignment, by preparation, by destiny, and by the unstoppable energy inside you that no one can imitate, replace, or replicate. You are the one. And the universe never chooses wrong. You didn't notice it at first, the shift. The way the air around you seemed to thicken, shimmer, vibrate with a presence you couldn't explain. But something had changed the moment those 10 seconds passed. Something subtle, yet unmistakable, like the quiet turn of a lock in a door you'd been knocking on for years. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. It didn't come with thunder or music or beams of light. Instead, it came as a gentle pressure on your spirit, a soft hum in your chest, a new awareness settling into your bones as if you had just stepped through a threshold you didn't even see. Everything looked the same, but nothing felt the same. That's how destiny works. It rarely announces itself with a roar. It alters the texture of reality and waits for you to notice. You felt a presence behind you, not physical, not visible, but undeniable. Archangel Michael hasn't left. Angels don't vanish when their message is delivered. They linger to see whether the soul they have awakened will follow the path or fall back into forgetfulness. And he refuses to let you fall back. Not now. Not after everything you've endured. For a long moment, you stand still, trying to understand this new sensation, this new current of energy running through your body. It feels like courage. It feels like clarity. It feels like you finally belong to the life that has been calling you from beyond the edge of your fear. And then, the billionaire, you don't see him, not yet. But you sense him moving toward you through the threads of destiny that connect the two of you now. It's like the universe flipped a switch, aligning your timelines, drawing him closer with every breath you take. He feels it too. He's halfway across the world, maybe in a skyscraper boardroom, maybe on a private jet, maybe standing alone on a balcony overlooking a city dripping in lights, but wherever he is, he suddenly stops. He places his hand over his chest without knowing why. His heart beats once, harder than usual. A silent recognition. Something, or someone, has shifted into place. He doesn't know your name yet, but your energy is echoing through his world like an invisible bell. He tries to shake it off. Billionaires don't get distracted. Not by anything. But this isn't distraction. This is gravitational pull. This is the moment every lifetime leads to. This is the reason he built everything he built, even if he doesn't understand it yet. He feels something he hasn't felt in years. Purpose. Not ambition. Not pressure. Not responsibility. Purpose. The kind that doesn't come from external success, but from connection. From alignment. From destiny intertwining two paths that should have never crossed, and yet must. He closes his eyes for a second, trying to make sense of the sudden warmth blooming in his chest, the sense that somewhere, someone has just stepped into their power. And that person is the missing piece he's been searching for without knowing it. He feels the universe shift, and he knows, without logic, without evidence, that his life is about to change, and yours? Yours is already changing. A soft glow flickers at the edge of your awareness, like a candle refusing to stay hidden. Archangel Michael isn't speaking, but he's showing you. Showing you through feeling, through intuition, through that inner knowing you've ignored for years. He shows you visions, not literal images, but impressions, emotional snapshots of everything you're walking toward. You see doors opening. You feel the weight of old fears falling away like rusted chains. You sense opportunities forming like stars gathering themselves into constellations. And somewhere inside you, something ancient stirs, a part of you that always knew you were meant for more. You take a breath, and the world feels different. Lighter. Wider. As if reality is finally expanding to match the size of your spirit, you begin walking. You don't know where you're going, but your feet move with certainty you've never felt before. The path becomes clearer with each step. The doubts that used to cling to you fall silent. The voice of hesitation becomes quieter. And the quiet confidence rising inside you becomes louder. You're not chasing a billionaire. You're not chasing wealth. You're not chasing validation. You're chasing alignment. You're chasing the version of yourself who isn't afraid to claim what life has been waiting to give you. You're chasing the life that is finally ready to unfold. You don't realize it, but as you step forward, you're sending out waves of energy that ripple through the world. People who once overlooked you will start noticing. Opportunities that once seemed impossible will begin shifting toward you. Everything that belongs to your story will be magnetized by this new frequency you're radiating, and that frequency is exactly what he feels. The billionaire reaches for his phone, then stops. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do yet, only that he must do something. Fate is whispering to him, nudging him, pushing him to move. But destiny doesn't rush. It aligns. Meanwhile, Archangel Michael steps closer, not in a way that you can see with your eyes, but in a way your spirit feels unmistakably. You sense a question forming in the air around you, even though no words are spoken. Are you ready? Ready to be seen? Ready to be chosen? Ready to rise without apologizing, ready to accept that your life is not meant to be small? You already know the answer. Somewhere deep inside, the answer has been waiting for years. Yes, the moment you acknowledge it, even silently, the energy around you changes again. It intensifies. It brightens. It becomes something you can almost touch. Like the air is humming with momentum, your future is no longer a distant dream. It's a door swinging open, and far away, the billionaire lifts his head. Eyes widening just slightly, as if he's sensing your yes echo through the universe. He doesn't know what it means yet, but he knows it means something. Something important. Something life-changing. Something he will eventually recognize as the moment everything in his world began pointing toward you. This is only the beginning. There is more, much more, unfolding behind the scenes, aligning, shifting, preparing, and soon, the two of you will collide in a way neither of you could have scripted. The moment your silent yes moved through the universe, something else awakened, something you didn't notice at first, but destiny did. Threads began weaving. Events began shifting. Choices you hadn't made yet began preparing themselves long before you arrived at them. That's the strange thing about alignment. Once you choose it, everything else chooses you. You keep walking, not because you know where the path leads, but because something inside you is guiding you with a certainty you can't explain. It feels like intuition sharpened into instinct. It feels like every step is being gently pulled forward by a force older than fear, wiser than doubt. Every breath feels fuller. Every moment feels more real. You're stepping into your life the way a soul steps into a body, completely, boldly, and without hesitation, and somewhere far away, the billionaire pauses again. He tries to focus on his work, numbers, contracts, meetings, responsibilities that usually command his attention with unforgiving force, but none of it sticks. His mind keeps drifting, his energy keeps shifting, his heart keeps tugging him toward something he cannot name. His assistant speaks, but it sounds distant. His phone vibrates, but he doesn't reach for it. His schedule fills, but he feels strangely detached from all of it. He feels you, not literally, not romantically, but energetically. He feels the vibration of someone stepping into the world with the exact frequency he's been waiting for. The exact kind of soul who matches the gap he's been trying to fill. He doesn't know it's you yet. But the knowing is coming. Archangel Michael watches both timelines with the calm certainty of someone who has seen billions of destinies unfold. He is not surprised. He is not impatient. He is only preparing the next steps. Because angels don't simply deliver messages, they orchestrate alignment. They protect the path so that fear cannot interrupt what has already been chosen. You feel him behind you again, not physically, but through a warmth that settles on your shoulders like reassurance. You don't hear his voice, but you feel the meaning. Keep going, and so you do. You take another step and another. The world around you feels different now, as if it has become more awake, more vibrant. Even the smallest details feel amplified. The hum of distant traffic. The breeze brushing past you. The faint warmth of sunlight breaking through clouds. Everything feels enhanced, intentional, almost like reality is paying attention to you instead of the other way around, because it is. When a person steps into their purpose, the world begins responding. A stranger holds a door for you, smiling as if they recognize something they can't explain. A notification buzzes on your phone, an opportunity, a message, an idea you needed. Someone you haven't spoken to in years suddenly thinks of you. Small things, but perfectly timed things, synchronicities begin unfolding like dominoes you didn't realize were already arranged. Meanwhile, the billionaire stands alone in a glass-walled office many floors above the city. He looks down at the world rushing below him, cars weaving, people hurrying, lights flashing, but he feels disconnected from all of it. Wealth has given him everything except the one thing he's never been able to buy: meaning. Not achievements. Not success. Meaning. He lifts a hand to the window, fingertips touching the cool glass, and exhales slowly, and that's when it hits him, a sudden, sharp intuition. A pull in his chest so strong he actually steps back. Someone out there. Someone he doesn't know yet. Someone he has never met. Is about to change his life. He doesn't know how, he doesn't know when. But he knows it. It is the kind of knowing that bypasses logic entirely. The kind that arrives from the spirit, not the mind. The kind that feels like waking up after years of sleep, and across the city, or across the globe, it mirrors the awakening happening inside you. Archangel Michael smiles. Destiny is moving faster now. You reach a crossroads, literal or metaphorical, it doesn't matter. You pause because something in the air shifts. Your skin tingles. Your heart picks up. You sense that you are standing on the edge of something monumental, even though the world around you looks deceptively ordinary. It's quiet. Still. But powerful. A soft whisper of intuition nudges you left. Another nudges you right, a third nudges you forward, and for the first time in a long time. You trust yourself enough to choose without fear. You step forward. That single step causes a ripple in the billionaire's world. He inhales sharply, unaware of why. His pulse quickens. His chest warms. His soul reacts to your movement even though he cannot see you. Two lives, two paths, two energies. Moving toward intersection, fate is not rushing, but it is accelerating. The air around you feels electric now. You feel more open than you've ever felt, more connected to yourself, more aware of the possibility you carry. You can almost feel the future trying to speak to you. Trying to show you where you're headed. You're becoming someone unrecognizable, not because you're changing, but because you're finally becoming who you were always meant to be. And the billionaire, he turns away from the window, he sits down, he closes his eyes, and for the first time in his life, he whispers a prayer, not a religious one, not a desperate one, a real one. Bring me the person I'm meant to meet. And the universe answers instantly, because you already said yes. The universe heard his prayer the very second it left his lips. It wasn't dramatic, no thunder, no sudden gust of wind, but the energy around him tightened, sharpened, aligned. Something ancient and intelligent moved in the unseen, responding instantly, because it had been waiting for this exact moment. The moment two paths finally agreed to meet, your breath catches without knowing why. A warmth blooms in your chest. For a moment, everything around you fades, sounds soften, colors deepen, the air thickens with meaning. It feels like someone calling your name without speaking. The pull is unmistakable. You don't understand it with your mind, but your soul recognizes it instantly. It feels like coming home. Archangel Michael steps beside you, his presence bright and steady, anchoring you for what comes next. He knows this is the moment your life shifts from preparation to activation, from wandering to alignment, from surviving to rising. He does not speak, he doesn't need to. You feel the message directly in your spirit. This is your time, you take one more step. And the world shifts, not the scenery, not the sky, not anything physical, but the energy, the fabric of reality, the timeline itself. You have stepped onto the path that was always yours, the one that waited patiently for you to be ready. Fear slides off you like dust. Doubt dissolves like mist. The old version of you, the one who thought small, settled easily, accepted less, fades quietly behind you. You are not that person anymore. You can never be that person again, far away, or maybe closer than you realize. The billionaire opens his eyes and exhales shakily, feeling a connection he cannot explain. He presses a hand over his heart again because it's racing now, not from anxiety, not from fear, but from recognition. He senses movement in the universe, the kind that only happens when destiny locks into place. He doesn't know you. He hasn't seen you. No name, no face, no introduction, but he feels you. It feels like hope, it feels like clarity, it feels like destiny waking him up from a long sleep. He stands, runs a hand through his hair, and steps away from the noise of his world. Away from the deals, the meetings, the responsibilities. He moves toward the one place where he can hear himself think, where he can feel the pull without interruption. A balcony high above the city. A place where he usually goes to plan, to strategize, to command, but tonight. It's different. He isn't planning, he isn't strategizing, he isn't commanding, he's listening, listening to the universe, listening to his intuition, listening to the silent pull that feels like destiny calling him forward, and the call grows stronger. Your hand tingles, subtle, electric, warm. You glance at your palm as if expecting to see something written there. But it's not your hand, it's your energy. It's responding, awakening, aligning. You're sensing him the way he's sensing you. Not romantically, not idealistically, but spiritually, two frequencies finally tuning to each other. You breathe out, and the world seems to breathe with you. A sense of calm settles over your chest. A certainty. A knowing. The kind of knowing that makes everything you've gone through suddenly make sense. Every heartbreak. Every closed door. Every delay. Every disappointment. They weren't punishments. They were preparation. Clearing the path. Forging your strength. Aligning your timing. You were never late. You were never behind. You were becoming ready. Destiny never rushes. But it never forgets, and now, everything inside you hums with the truth. He's coming, not in a dramatic instant, not in a movie-style crash of fate, but in a way that is powerful because it is real. Because it is chosen. Because it is aligned. His world is moving toward you. His decisions are bending toward you. His intuition is guiding him in your direction. He is stepping into the story that has been waiting for both of you. Archangel Michael spreads his wings, the air warming with the weight of divine certainty. This is the moment he guards with intensity, because crossroads like this are sacred. They happen rarely. They change everything. You look up, something in the air feels alive, lights seem brighter, sounds seem clearer, your heart beats with a steady, powerful rhythm, and in the distance, even if you can't see him, you feel his presence. His energy. His soul stepping toward yours with every choice he makes. Consciously or unconsciously, he walks to the edge of his balcony, looks out at the world sprawling beneath him, and whispers again, not a prayer this time, but a promise, I'm ready. And in that exact moment, the universe answers by expanding around you, not physically, energetically. It feels like pathways unlocking. It feels like opportunity unfolding. It feels like destiny reaching out its hand. You take one more breath, one more step, and the final truth settles into your spirit with overwhelming clarity. You are not waiting to be chosen anymore. You are chosen. You are not waiting for your life to begin. It already has. You are not waiting for destiny. You are stepping into it. Your paths have begun closing the distance between them. He is coming toward you. You are rising toward him. And when the moment finally arrives, whether tomorrow, next month, or at the exact second destiny decides, you will meet not as strangers, but as two souls who have been searching for each other through lifetimes. And when your eyes finally meet, you will understand everything. Why the angel appeared, why the timing mattered, why the universe rearranged itself to bring you together, why he wanted you and only you, why your soul whispered yes before your mind understood. You will blush, not from flattery, not from emotion, but from recognition, because you will finally see yourself the way destiny saw you all along. Chosen, powerful, aligned, ready. Your new life has already begun, and nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever be the same again.